weakest species in the galaxy, humans, evolved into war beasts. In the year 2457, humanity had not only reached the stars but had become a benevolent force across the galactic community. Interstellar federations often portrayed humans as adoptive nurturers, a role they embraced with pride. Among their many acts of kindness was the adoption of the Kree, a species considered the most fragile and least capable of surviving in the harsh realities of space. Join us on an extraordinary journey as we uncover how these once delicate beings evolved into formidable warriors, reshaping the balance of power in the galaxy. In the year 2457, humanity had not only reached the stars, but had become a benevolent force across the galactic community. Interstellar federations often portrayed humans as the adoptive nurturers. A role they embraced with pride among their many acts of kindness was the adoption of the Kree, a species considered the most fragile and least capable of surviving. In the harsh realities of space, the Kree were small, almost frail creatures from a lush, vibrant planet named Arena. They were bipedal, covered in soft shimmering fur that changed color with their mood blues, for sadness greens for contentment and bright yellows for joy. In the eyes of the galaxy, they were an aesthetic species, more suited to the arts of their lush world than the battlefield. Their planet was rich in resources, but the kithy had neither the inclination nor the capability to defend it against more predatory species. Before the humans stepped in, the kithy were on the brink of subjugation or worse, extinction. The Human Galactic Federation, a vast coalition of Earth and its many colonies, took it upon themselves to protect these peaceful beings. The Keith's world was enveloped in a protective embrace, shield generators and defense satellites circling it like guardian angels. In exchange, the kithy shared their knowledge of agriculture and their rich cultural heritage, which had a profound impact on human arts and philosophy. It was a perfect symbiosis. Or so it seemed. Commander Sarah Jung of the Human Galactic Federation Navy was assigned as the military attaché to Ofrin. Her primary duty was to oversee the defense installations and train the local forces, a program she started from scratch. The Ki-3, having no concept of warfare, were initially hesitant. However, their desire to contribute and stand equal in the Federation drove them to participate. Sarah's first challenge was the physical limitation of the kithy. They were nimble, yes, but their slender frames were not built for traditional combat, instead of molding them into something they were not. Sarah adapted human technology to suit Kree capabilities-powered exosuits, designed to enhance strength and resilience. While being incredibly lightweight were developed, these suits became extensions of the Kree themselves, tailored to enhance their natural agility and speed. Training began with simple maneuvers and evolved into complex tactical simulations. The kithy learned not just how to fight, but how to strategize, turning their minds once solely focused on cultural pursuits toward the art of war. It was during a routine training exercise that the true potential of the kithy came to light. A rogue band of space pirates drawn by rumors of riches and an undefended planet breached Ofar's orbit. Their ships were old but heavily armed. The planetary defenses held the pirates at bay, but a small contingent managed to land on the surface near one of the major agricultural districts. Sarah mobilized her kithy trainees, leading them in their mechanized suits to confront the intruders. It was supposed to be a standard defensive operation, but it became evident that there was nothing standard about the Kai's combat style. In their exosuits, they moved through the fields and forests with a grace and ferocity that stunned both humans and pirates alike. They used the terrain to their advantage, striking swiftly and then vanishing into the underbrush. Their suits mimicking the colors of the foliage, the pirates were outmatched, overwhelmed not just by the unexpected resistance, but by the fierce protectiveness the Kith displayed towards their home. After the skirmish, word of the Kith's defense spread across the galaxy. They were no longer seen as mere artistic beings, but as formidable warriors. In their own right, this shift was not lost on the other species of the galaxy. Many had underestimated the kithy, seeing only their gentle nature and overlooking their potential. Now they watched with a mix of respect and apprehension as the kithy continued to train and their technology evolved, as more threats were deterred by the mere reputation of the Kith's capabilities. Their relationship with humanity deepened. Humans shared more. Advent advanced technology, and in return the kithy became a key military ally. Their transformation was profound. From beings who once shied away from conflict, they had become protectors, not only of their world, but of their sector, the Galactic Council. Once doubtful of humanity's intent in adopting such a vulnerable species, now regarded the human Galactic Federation with newfound respect. They had not exploited the K3, but had empowered them, nurturing a warrior spirit that was previously tapped. It was a lesson to all in the galaxy. The potential of any species, no matter how seemingly weak, could be vast and surprising when given the chance to flourish, as Ophir's sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the training fields where Kith and humans stood side by side. Sarah watched with a sense of pride and accomplishment. The fields were alive with activity, as the kithy maneuvered through their exercises, their exosuits glinting in the face. In light she reflected on the journey of these once gentle beings, now transformed into warriors. Not by changing who they were, but by enhancing their innate abilities under her guidance. The training program had expanded. It was not just about defense anymore. It was about understanding the balance of power and responsibility. The key were learning leadership and tactical skills that could rival any of the established military acmes across human space there. Evolution was not just physical, but intellectual, embracing the complexities of galactic politics and strategy. The success on Ophina had attracted attention from other vulnerable species, seeking similar protection and empowerment. Humanity's role in the galaxy was shifting from a dominant force to a nurturing one, guiding these species to find their strength and place in the universe on a galactic scale. The emergence of the kithy as a formidable force had subtle but significant repercussions. Predatory species that once roamed the galaxy preying on weaker planets now faced a new equation. The kithy's transformation was a beacon, a signal that no species should be underestimated, and that with the right support any planet could defend its sovereignty. This newfound balance of power was welcomed by many, but viewed with suspicion by others. Some older, more established powers in the Galactic Council feared what this could mean for the existing hierarchy. Debates and discussions filled the council chambers, with diplomats arguing over the implications of humanity's interventions. However, amidst the political maneuvering, the success of the kithy stood as a teasate to the potential of cooperation and empowerment back on OFR. Sarah's work continued. She was now overseeing the construction of a new training facility, designed not just for the kithy, but as a training hub for other species as well. The facility would serve as a center of learning and strategy, incorporating human military techniques with the unique abilities of various galactic species. One evening, as the stars began to sparkle through the atmosphere, Sarah met with one of the first kith she had trained, now a leader among his people. R had grown into his role with a quiet confidence that inspired his fellow kithy. Commander Young Real greeted her, his suit transitioning to a calm blue, indicating his pleasure in seeing her. Real. Sarah nodded with a smile. The new facility is coming. Along it'll be ready for the inaugural class soon. Real looked out over the construction site, his eyes reflecting the starlight. We have come far under your guidance, he said thoughtfully. Once we could not imagine ourselves as anything but artists and farmers. Now we stand ready to defend not just our world, but to contribute to the galaxy's stability. That was always the potential I saw in your people. Real, Sarah replied. Every species has strengths. Sometimes it just takes a different perspective to see them. The conversation shifted to the upcoming opening of the training facility. Real was eager to discuss the curriculum, which included courses on interstellar diplomacy, advanced combat tactics, and leadership. The facility was not just a military academy, but a beacon of galactic unity and strength. As the night deepened, Sarah and R continued their walk, discussing the future and the role the kithy would play in the galactic community. It was clear that the path they were on was not just about defense. It was about building a legacy of resilience and mutual respect. The story of the kithy, once deemed the weakest species of the galaxy, who had become formidable war beasts under the tutelage of humanity, was a testament to the transformative power of empathy and support across the cosmos. Their tale was a beacon of hope and a reminder that under the right conditions, anyone could rise to greatness. As the grand opening of the new training facility on OFA approached the galaxy, watched with bated breath, the event was to be a celebration of progress and a showcase of the newly forged alliance between humanity and the kith. Representatives from various planets and species were invited, demonstrating the vast influence and success of what had begun as a simple act of protection. The facility was not just a symbol of military strength, but a beacon of education, diplomacy, and mutual growth. Among the stars, Commander Sarah Young, now regarded as a visionary for her role in transforming the kithy, was busy with preparations. Her days were filled with coordination and security briefings, ensuring that every detail was perfect. Despite the hectic schedule, she found a moment to stand on the balcony of her quarters. Looking out over the facility, the setting sun bathed the landscape in a golden light. Steel and glass structures gleaming like jewels against the verdant surroundings. Beside her stood R, who had become more than a trainee over the years, a friend and a peer. "It's more beautiful than I imagined," he remarked, his fur shimmering with hues of green and gold, a reflection of his pride and happiness. Sarah smiled, her thoughts drifting to the journey that brought them here. It's a new beginning, not just for the kithy, but for all species willing to learn and grow together. The opening ceremony was a vibrant affair, attended by dignitaries from across the galaxy. Speeches were made praising the cooperation between species and celebrating the potential of the new center. Sarah and R both spoke, sharing their experiences in the vision they hoped to achieve with the facility. As the ceremony concluded, the attendees were invited to tour the facility. Interactive displays demonstrated the technology and training programs, including the advanced exosuits designed specifically for the kithy. There were also simulations that allowed visitors to experience the agility and tactical prowess of the kithy firsthand, which were met with awe and admiration. The following day, the facility began its first official cycle of classes. Young kithy and representatives from other species filled the classrooms, eager to learn about everything from basic combat to complex galactic diplomacy. Sarah oversaw the military training, while Reel took on a role that no one could have anticipated. Years ago, he was now a professor of interstellar strategy. His class is among the most popular as the weeks turned into months. The training facility proved to be a resounding success. Stories of its graduates, both Kith-3 and otherwise, spread throughout the galaxy. They became ambassadors of their world's skilled warriors who could protect their planets, and diplomats who navigated the complex politics of the galaxy with wisdom and grace. The transformation of the kithy echoed in the corridors of the Galactic Council. Once skeptical of humanity's intentions, the Council now viewed the human Galactic Federation with a newfound respect. They acknowledged that the empowerment of the kithy had not only saved a species from extinction, but had also brought a new level of stability and peace to the galaxy. Meanwhile, threats that once loomed large began to recede. Predatory species and marauding pirates found themselves outmatched by well-trained, strategically superior forces. The balance of power had shifted, and with it the overall dynamic of the galaxy. This era of peace allowed for more exploration, trade, and cultural exchange, enriching the lives of all species involved. However, peace is often a delicate veneer, and challenges were inevitable. A crisis emerged on the border of the Galactic Federation, where a coalition of rogue planets began to amass power. Threatening to disrupt the stability of the region, the Galactic Council, recognizing the need for a unified response, turned to the training facility on OFR for help. Sarah and R coordinated the response, mobilizing a fleet composed of graduates from the facility. The fleet was diverse, a representation of multiple species working together under the flag of the Galactic Federation. As they approached the coalition's territory, negotiations were attempted. The fleet, while prepared for combat, served as a powerful deterrent and a reminder of the Federation's capability and resolve. The standoff lasted for days with tense negotiations and strategic posturing. Sarah, drawing on her vast experience, led the diplomatic effort, while Reel provided strategic insights that were crucial in positioning their forces. In the end, a peaceful resolution was achieved. The rogue coalition agreed to stand down, influenced by the show of unity and the potential consequences of a conflict. The resolution of the crisis elevated the stature of the training facility. Even further, it was not just a center for military training, but a symbol of what could be achieved when different species work together towards a common goal. The facility inspired similar initiatives across the galaxy, and soon what started on OFA became a model for interstellar cooperation and empowerment. Years passed, and the legacy of Sarah and R continued to grow. They watched as their trainees became leaders, diplomats, and defenders of peace. Their influence extended beyond tactical and military capabilities. They were shaping the cultural and political landscapes of their respective worlds as Sarah and Real grew older. Their roles at the facility evolved. Sarah took a step back from daily operations, assuming a more advisory position. She spent her time writing and lecturing about the principles of interspecies cooperation and military strategy. ER, on the other hand, focused on expanding the curriculum, introducing courses on peace negotiations and conflict resolution, which became as crucial as combat training. Their enduring partnership and shared vision remained a beacon for all those who passed through the facility's doors. The galaxy, once fraught with division and war, now flourished under principles of unity and mutual respect. Trade roads expanded, new technologies were shared freely, and cultural exchanges became the norm, rather than the exception. The change was palpable, even on the streets of Arena, where once only kithy walked. Now beings from across the stars mingled, markets filled with goods from dozens of worlds' languages, and laughter mingling in the air, a testament to the peaceful mingling of diverse cultures. However, the true testament to their success came during the annual Galactic Symposium, where leaders from across the stars gathered to discuss progress and future plans. During one session, a young kithy, a recent graduate of the facility, presented a thesis on the potential for a unified galactic defense system. Her ideas were met with enthusiastic approval, her insights shaped by the very programs Sarah and R had pioneered. This symposium was not just a fore for discussion, but a celebration of how far the galaxy had come. It marked the anniversary of the training facility's founding, a celebration attended by Sarah and Real, who were now honored as heroes, not just by the kithy, but by countless other species. In her keynote speech, Sarah reflected on the journey. When we began this endeavor, we hoped to empower a single species. What we achieved was so much more profound. We sparked a transformation that reshaped our entire galaxy. We proved that with empathy, respect, and cooperation, there is no limit to what different species can achieve together. Real to addressed the gathering, his words resonating with the pride of his people and the gratitude they felt towards humanity. We were once seen as the weakest among you, but with the help of our human friends, we found our strength. Now let us be the example of what any species can achieve when given respect and opportunity. As the symposium concluded, the attendees stood applauding not just the achievements of Sarah and R, but the enduring spirit of cooperation that now defined the galaxy. The facility on Arena continued to thrive, a lasting legacy of their work, in a constant reminder of the potential inherent in every species, no matter how seemingly weak or insignificant. Sarah and R continued their work, though, at a more measured pace, guiding the next generation of leaders and strategists. Their lives, intertwined with the fate of the galaxy, remained a beacon of hope and a proof that from humble beginnings, great things could indeed flourish. In the twilight of their careers, as they watched another sunset on Ara, they knew that their legacy was secure, woven into the fabric of a galaxy that had learned to cherish its diversity and strength. And as the stars shone brightly above, they were reminded of a simple truth: in unity, there was not only strength, but also peace, a peace that would endure for generations to come. The transformation of the Kree from fragile artists to formidable warriors stands as a testament to the power of empathy, respect, and cooperation. Under the guidance of humanity, they found their strength and became protectors of not just their world, but their sector. This story is a beacon of hope and a reminder that with the right support, any species can rise to greatness. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through the stars. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tales of interstellar adventure and unity. Until next time, keep looking to the stars.